These are the 7 most important things to own in retirement. So let's leave the ball game and go for a little walk. So the first thing that I think is really important for all of us to have in retirement is an emergency fund, right? And you've heard me say in previous videos, you know, at least 3 months, but preferably as close to a year as you can. Now, once you're retired, you know, I think one of the purposes for the emergency fund, one of them, not all of them, but one of them goes down in priority. And that was, you know, to have the staying power if you lost your job, to be able to hold out for the job that's right for you as opposed to having to take the first job that comes along. Well, if you're retired, you really don't need that, right? You don't have to worry about losing your job. You may fail at retirement, you may go back to work, but at least during retirement, I think a year is probably more than what most retirees need. So I think it's okay to be in the traditional 3 to 6 months for an emergency fund. So that's job number 1, is just to have that dry powder if an unexpected car repair comes up, or you know, a family member needs some money and you want to be able to help out. Excuse me. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is a car. Now, a car represents freedom for all of us, right? A little suggestion here, as much as I enjoy being frugal, I think having a car for you and for your spouse makes a lot of sense. Could you maybe share a car? You probably could. There's definitely times that you could. But I can tell you this, a divorce is a heck of a lot more expensive than having 2 cars. So having both spouses have the freedom that they were used to, at least from a car standpoint, before being retired, I think it makes a lot of sense to continue to have that. So my second must-have for retirement, or suggestion that makes sense for people in retirement, is a car. Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3 is your home. Home represents a nest for us, right? For many of us, this is where we raised our families, our kids. We have a sense of security. It's not that case for everybody. It's not for me. I sold my house after my kids went to college, and during the pandemic, at the tail end of the pandemic, my house doubled in value. And before that, it took 15 years, 15 years, for it to increase 50%, 50%. So when it doubled in like 18 months, I said, you know what? I'm a seller at this price, and I'm happy I was a seller at that price. But just having a home, having a home base where you know, no matter what happens with rents, for a lot of people that's the right thing. So this is a case where the advisor says, take my advice. It might not necessarily be what I did. Full disclosure, I sold my house, so this is not advice that I'm following, but I think for a lot of people it makes a lot of sense. Okay, number 4, obviously we need to have insurance. We need to have good health insurance. Obviously we need to have car insurance. Some people still might want to have life insurance. Depending on what your pension situation is, if one spouse were to pass away, if that cuts back on a lot of the income that's available for the other spouse, you might want to have life insurance. I'm not an insurance person, and you should talk to an insurance expert, but life insurance may or may not make sense for you. Long-term care insurance may or may not make sense for you. The problem with long-term care insurance is there's a lot of administrative work that goes into getting those benefits when somebody goes into long-term care. So, there's the administrative work, there's exclusions, there's so many days that you have to pay for on your own before the insurance kicks in. But if you can afford it, and if it's something you want to do, long-term care insurance is really a gift that we give to our kids, so that when we get older and maybe need care, that there's funds available to pay for the care. Okay, by the way, any games, any guesses on what stadium I'm at and what game I'm at. I guess I should move away, given the song that they're playing. Okay, since they're playing God Bless America, I want to be respectful, so let's move out here. Okay, let's see. We talked about a home, and the exception to that is kind of the think outside of the box advice that I've given in the past about thinking about, you know, how your life could be different if you thought about renting your home for a summer, and just try that out and see how that works out for you. And if you're more adventurous, think about renting out your home for a whole year, you know, and you know, you can do anything for a year and see how your life would be different if you rented out your home for a year. Okay, that is number 3 that I just went, well, number 4 I said insurance. Okay, the next one is your health. It's a great thing to own. I wish we could own it, right? What we really are is we're caretakers of the health that we do have. So really think about taking the best care that you can. What is this? Number 5 is would be home fitness equipment, would be a gym membership, and or just gear, you know, a bicycle that we like getting outside on, maybe some ski equipment, anything that you like to do outdoors and stay active. I think that's money really well spent. So again, the 5th one is health. Okay, coming up on number 6 and number 7, and these are the ones that I think are really fun and could really add a lot of spice to your retirement. So if you're enjoying this video, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I do read the comments, so I appreciate it. Okay, number 6 is owning a spirit of adventure. Remember, this is the start of a brand new life as we start to approach retirement. And you know, if we're 60 years old, we have 1,000 weeks left of healthy, active time in front of us. That's not a lot of time, so let's get after it, and let's squeeze every ounce of life out of this adventure that we get. So keep your spirit of adventure. You've worked hard, you've made good decisions, hopefully you've taken good care of your health, and you know, you're never going to be younger than you are right now. Unfortunately, you know, unless you're recovering from a surgery or something, we're likely not getting any healthier as we go forward. So really that sense of adventure, I think, is key. And then number 7, the 7th thing that I think is important. So these are the last of the 7. Number 7 is to keep your pockets filled with dog treats. Nothing's more fun than, you know, having a cute dog come up and cuddle up with you. And so both my wife and I keep dog treats in our pockets. We love having dogs come up and saying hello to us. So that's it for today. Again, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the like button, give me a thumbs up, as the kids say, thumbs for likes and subs for love. And until next time, I'm Azul, encouraging you to take full advantage of the youth of your senior years. Remember, we're only young once. Let's use our time wisely.